Let's talk about Dennis Williams. He was responsible for delivering the Mack trucks to the set and also for performing this epic collision with the humongous machine and the death-defying rollover in the finale. To obliterate the humongous machine, the parts of it were very loosely welded together to ensure that it would scatter easily upon impact. The windscreens and glass were all removed on the truck and replaced with steel mesh to prevent shrapnel from penetrating the cabin and injuring Mr. Williams. He also wore a safety helmet. He went as fast as he could and the crash went perfectly. Watching all that metal splash across the sky and the road is like watching a beautiful painting come to life. Its violence and art coalesce in an awesome demolition symphony. A severed brake line prevented the truck from further filming, and so the debris was left on the road and the truck was repaired overnight. Kudos to the mechanics who had to work with the pressure and crunch. At the time, none of the stunt drivers had any experience rolling a truck except for Mr. Williams, who had in his real job, because he's a trucker. It was so dangerous that he was instructed to not eat anything 12 hours prior in case he needed to be rushed to the ER if something were to happen. It's a shame because they were serving bacon rolls that day. To have more control of the trailer, it was loaded with tons of sand. An empty trailer meant it would have been too light to behave properly. To minimize the risk of the mount breaking, a steel framework was put behind the cabin, which you can see in this photo. The rollover was so violent and the truck was so heavy, a tire ended up exploding on the dirt, adding to the force and impact of this moment. The safety crew were in a dune buggy, and a helicopter was nearby in case something were to happen, but luckily they weren't needed as things went perfectly. After the stunt was completed, Mr. Williams asked, "Can I have my bacon roll now?" To which the crew replied, "Mate, you just had a Big Mac roll." What a precious man. After filming had wrapped, Miller rang up Williams to come over to the studio to watch the rushes for the scene. Neither of them could believe their eyes. They've just caught one of the most frightening and spectacular things on camera, and this scene, along with all the violence preceding it, are now immortalized for the world to witness. Dennis Williams later went to the production offices to get his check, but because the stunt wasn't in the script, he received no money for risking his life. The only thing he got was a Mack Bulldog hood ornament that he took from the truck. He later worked on the sequel Beyond Thunderdome, driving the modified 1965 Mack HD train truck, which he also wasn't properly compensated for. What the hell? We can't stress enough how dangerous these stunts were and how awful it is for him to be treated this way. Because of him, who's just a generous, humble trucker with a heart of gold, we got an iconic, perfect ending to one of the most iconic films ever made.